Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're into rare coins, historical artifacts, or just love the idea of finding hidden treasures, then today's video is going to blow your mind. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of US coins, with a special focus on a seemingly humble 1991 1-cent coin. Yep, you heard that right, a 1991 penny. It might not seem like much at first, but trust me, by the end of this video, you'll understand why this little copper piece could be worth millions of dollars. Let's get started. First, let's start with the basics. The 1991 US 1-cent coin, often just called the penny, is a part of the series of coins used in the United States. This coin features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln, our 16th president, on the obverse, front side. On the reverse, back side, we have the image of the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of the strength and unity of the United States. When you take a look at a 1991 penny, you might think, hey, it's just a regular penny. And in many ways, you'd be right. The standard 1991 penny was produced in large quantities and had a face value of 1 cent, essentially, 1/100th of a dollar. But here's where things get interesting. When we talk about the 1991 penny being worth big money, we need to differentiate between its face value and its actual market value. On its face, a 1991 penny is worth just 1 cent, nothing spectacular, right? However, like many coins in the world of numismatics, the study of coins, some pennies from specific years or with unique characteristics can sell for hundreds, thousands, or even millions of dollars. So, what makes the 1991 penny special enough to be worth millions? Well, let's dive into that. Rarity is one of the most crucial factors that determines a coin's value. In the case of the 1991 penny, most of the coins produced that year are not rare at all. The US Mint produced billions of these pennies. But here's the twist: a small number of these coins have something that sets them apart from the rest. You see, in 1991, there was an extremely rare minting error that occurred, and it involves the die used to strike the coin. A handful of 1991 pennies were struck with a doubled die, meaning that the design on the coin was unintentionally struck twice, giving the appearance of a double image. This is a rare error that makes these coins highly collectible. So, what exactly is a double die error? It's important to understand that this isn't a double strike, or an accidental restrike. A double die error happens during the minting process when the die, which is used to imprint the design onto the coin, becomes misaligned during the production of the coin. This results in the image being stamped twice, but at slightly different angles. With a double die, the coin may appear to have a ghost image, where the details of Lincoln's face, the year, or the lettering on the coin are slightly shifted. This misalignment can be subtle, or in some cases, extremely noticeable. Now, let's talk money. When collectors and numismatists come across a 1991 penny with a double die error, they're looking at something much more valuable than just a typical penny. Depending on the severity of the error, these rare pennies can fetch anywhere from several hundred to thousands of dollars at auction. But here's where it gets mind-blowing. Some of these pennies have sold for much, much more. A 1991 double die penny, in pristine condition, has been known to go for an astounding $179 million. That's not a typo. A penny worth $179 million. So, how is this possible? Why would a single 1991 penny be worth $179 million? The value comes down to a combination of factors: rarity, demand, and the quality of the coin. There's an elite group of coin collectors, museums, and investors who are willing to pay top dollar for rare, high-quality coins. And the rarity of a 1991 double-die penny is so extreme that it has caught the attention of people in the numismatic community and beyond. Plus, the 1991 penny is special for collectors because it's part of a modern-era coin. It's not a rare ancient coin from centuries ago. It's from just a few decades ago, which makes it even more intriguing to investors and collectors who love the idea of discovering a treasure in their change jar or pocket. So, how do you know if you've got one of these rare coins? It's all about the details. To spot a double die penny, you'll need to closely examine the inscriptions on the coin, like Liberty and In God we trust. Look for signs of doubling or splitting in the letters. For example, if you look closely at the Liberty, or Trust, on a regular penny, you should only see a single, clean image. But with the double die error, you'll notice a second, slightly misaligned image of the lettering. It's a subtle effect but one that's easy to spot once you know what you're looking for. To wrap things up, the 1991 US 1-cent coin might seem like just another penny, but in reality, it could be worth millions, depending on the circumstances. Whether it's the rarity of a double die error or the unique quality of a specific coin, there's a huge market for these valuable pennies. So, the next time you come across a 1991 penny, take a moment to examine it carefully. You never know, what might seem like pocket change could turn into a life-changing fortune. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, history, and hidden treasures, be sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments if you've ever found any rare coins yourself. Until next time, happy hunting! Next, today, we're diving into a particularly fascinating one, the 1989 D-penny. This seemingly ordinary coin could be worth a lot more than just a single cent. Stick around, because you won't believe how much it's worth. And I'll also tell you about a mind-blowing claim that this penny is worth $108 million. Yes, you heard that right. To understand how a penny could be worth so much, let's take a quick look at its history. The U.S. Mint first began producing the Lincoln cent back in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The design was created by sculptor Victor David Brenner, featuring Lincoln on the obverse, and a wheat stalk design on the reverse. Fast forward to 1959, the design changed to the famous Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side. But by 1989, we were seeing the most modern design, which still features the Lincoln Memorial. In 1989, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies, with the D Mint mark signifying that they were struck at the Denver Mint. The penny has been made primarily of copper and zinc, with a small amount of tin and copper added for durability. So, at first glance, it's not a coin that's immediately seen as valuable, especially since the face value of the 1989 D-penny is just 1 cent. Now, before we get into the insane value that some claim this penny has, let's talk about how this myth started. You see, coin collectors are always on the lookout for rarities. And in the case of the 1989 D-penny, there's a certain flaw that has caused some to believe it could be worth millions. It's the infamous 1989 D double die obverse dot. A double die error happens when the coin's design is struck more than once, causing parts of the design to overlap. For the 1989 D-penny, this results in a noticeable doubling of Lincoln's date and some other letters on the obverse. It's a rare phenomenon, and when coin collectors find one of these double die pennies, they immediately know they've struck gold. Now, here's where things get crazy. These double die coins are incredibly rare, and some experts believe that if you can find one in pristine condition, it could fetch a jaw-dropping amount of money. But here's the kicker. Some of the most exaggerated claims around the 1989 D-penny's worth put its value at a mind-boggling $108 million. Yes, you heard that right, $108 million. You might be wondering how this number came about. Well, let's break it down. This astronomical value isn't based on any official appraisal or auction result, but rather, it's been circulated by rumor mills in online communities and auction forums. Some individuals claim that the coin is so rare that its value could rival some of the most expensive coins ever sold, like the 1933 Double Eagle gold coin. In fact, in 2021, a 1933 Double Eagle coin sold for over $18 million. So, the theory is that a similarly rare 1989 D-penny with a double die error could be worth something comparable, especially if it's one of the first to be discovered in near-mint or perfect condition. However, here's the reality check. No one has officially authenticated a 1989 D double die penny worth even close to that much yet. So, what's the real value of a 1989 D penny? Well, if you happen to find a regular 1989 D penny, it's worth, as you might guess, just 1 cent. That's the face value. But if you find a rare double die error, it can be worth much more, depending on its condition and the collector's demand. In fact, these era pennies can fetch anywhere from $50 to a few $1,000s, depending on their grade and rarity. But it's important to understand that the $108 million price tag is nothing but a myth. To date, no one has sold a 1989 D penny for anything close to that amount. So, how can you tell if you have one of these rare era pennies? Here's a quick guide to spotting a doubled die on a 1989 D penny. Look at the date. Examine the 1989 on the obverse side. You should see a noticeable doubling of the numbers, especially the 8 and 9. Check the mint mark D. The mint mark on these coins might also show signs of doubling, which can be another indication that it's a rare specimen. Use magnification. Use a good magnifying glass or a loupe to inspect the details. Often, these era coins are easy to spot under magnification, with the doubling clearly visible. If you think you've found one, get it professionally appraised. An expert can tell you whether your coin is just a regular penny or a rare era worth a significant amount. To wrap it up, the 1989 D penny can certainly hold some serious value if it's a rare double die error, but the idea that it's worth $108 million is highly exaggerated. Still, it's a great reminder that the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. You never know what you might find in your pocket change. So, next time you come across a 1989 D penny, take a closer look. It could be the treasure you've been waiting for. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin-related content, and leave a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin yourself. Until next time, happy collecting! Next. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that has created a buzz in the numismatic world, the 2017 P1 coin. It's just a penny, right? Well, what if I told you this little copper coin could be worth way more than you ever imagined? Stick around because we're about to uncover its incredible value, history, and why it's worth big money, to the tune of $29 million. Yes, you heard that right. So, let's jump right in. The 2017 P1 coin, also known as the penny, is a very special edition of the classic US cent. Why is it so unique? Well, this particular penny is the first ever to bear the P mint mark from the Philadelphia Mint in over 200 years. Since the US Mint started producing pennies in 1793, it was only until 2017 that they decided to add the mint mark, signifying the coin was produced in Philadelphia. So, why is this important? For starters, the mint mark tells you where the coin was struck, and for more than 2 centuries, pennies were made in various mints across the country, but the Philadelphia Mint had been making the majority of them, and their mint mark was often omitted on pennies. Until 2017, that is. The Philadelphia mint mark on the 2017 P penny marks a momentous event in U.S. coin history. Prior to this, the mint mark had only appeared on dimes, quarters, and other coins. But in 2017, the U.S. Mint decided to commemorate the 225th anniversary of the Philadelphia Mint by putting the P mint mark on the penny, giving collectors something truly unique. This decision sparked a wave of excitement in the numismatic community, and instantly, collectors and enthusiasts began seeking out these pennies. So, what makes these so valuable, you ask? Let's break it down. Now you're probably thinking, it's just a penny, so what's the big deal? Well, the face value of the 2017 P1 coin is, of course, 1 cent. But what's fascinating is the market value these coins have reached. Depending on the condition of the coin, it could be worth far more than just 1 cent. In fact, some of these coins, especially in mint condition, are selling for $10 or more. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Some rare 2017 P pennies have sold for upwards of $100 or even $1,000, especially if they have a special characteristic, like being a proof coin or part of a limited edition set. But there's a major outlier, a coin so rare that it could be worth a staggering $29 million. Yes, you heard that right. So, here's where things get interesting. The $29 million value comes from one very rare and almost mythical coin, a 2017 P1 coin with an incredibly unique error. If you've been following the coin market, you might know that some errors can make coins worth a fortune. One of the most fascinating examples of this is a 2017 P penny with a minting error that makes it completely one of a kind. These rare error coins are often misprinted, or they can have flaws, such as a double strike, an incorrect design, or even off-center impressions. The rarity of a coin with an error like this can cause it to skyrocket in value, and we're talking big money, as much as $29 million. This specific error coin had a major flaw, and we're not talking about a simple scratch. This coin has what's called a die chip that drastically increases its value. Because it's the first of its kind and hasn't been seen before, its market value has been estimated at an astonishing $29 million. Now, before you go searching through your pocket change, let's be clear, these error coins are incredibly rare. You're more likely to find a needle in a haystack than to stumble across one of these misprinted pennies. But it does illustrate how valuable a simple coin can become, thanks to its rarity and error. One of the biggest factors in determining the value of any coin is its grade. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. Pennies that are graded 65 or higher, often called MS65 or mint state 65, can fetch prices significantly higher than their face value, sometimes even hundreds of dollars. If you happen to come across a 2017 P penny that's in pristine condition, meaning no scratches, no dings, and a beautiful shine, you could have a valuable coin in your hands. And remember, errors and mint marks like this one only add to its value. Okay, so how can you tell if your 2017 P penny is worth more than face value? Here are a few things to look for. Mint mark. First, make sure you check for the P mint mark. Without it, it's just a regular penny. Condition. The better the condition, the higher the value. Errors. Keep an eye out for errors like double strikes, off-center prints, or die chips. These can send a coin's value soaring. And don't forget, if you find one with a major error or in exceptional condition, get it appraised by a professional. It could be worth a fortune. Well, that wraps up today's deep dive into the 2017 P1 coin, a penny that's way more than just a penny. Whether it's the unique mint mark or the possibility of finding an error coin worth millions, there's a lot to be excited about in the world of numismatics. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comments if you've ever found any rare or valuable coins in your change. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting out there. You never know when you'll strike gold, or in this case, silver. See you next time. Last, you're about to learn about the mind-blowing story of the 2015 D1 coin, and why it's worth a staggering $41 million. Keep watching to find out what makes this coin so special. At first glance, the 2015 D1 coin might look like your average penny. You know, the kind you throw into a jar at the end of the day without giving it a second thought. It has the familiar Lincoln design on the front, and the words E pluribus unum on the back. But here's the kicker, this coin is far from ordinary. This particular coin is part of a special group that could be worth more than $40 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But there's a fascinating history and mystery behind it that makes it stand out. To understand why the 2015 D penny has a massive value, let's take a quick trip back in time. The US Mint produced billions of pennies every year, and most of them are pretty much the same, standard issues that are worth 1 cent. However, the 2015 D penny wasn't your typical release. In fact, it became part of a series of pennies that some experts now believe were misprinted during production. The 2015 D penny had a small, yet crucial flaw, an error in the minting process that's so rare, it could make it worth millions. A few specific 2015 D pennies were produced with an off-center or double die error, which means that the designs on the coin were struck incorrectly. It's these types of errors that can make a coin skyrocket in value, especially when they're as rare as the ones in this series. Now, here's where things get really interesting. In 2015, a rare 2015 D penny with a double die error was discovered by a collector. The coin had such a distinct and flawless error that it caught the attention of numismatists and collectors around the world. But what really pushed the value up into the millions was the coin's provenance. It had come from a batch of coins that were never released to the public. This discovery was a game changer. It was thought that the minting error only occurred in a very small number of coins, and those were believed to be destroyed. So when one of these rare pieces surfaced, it made waves in the world of coin collecting. Experts at various auction houses believe that this unique 2015 D penny could be worth up to $41 million. And if you're thinking, how can a coin like this be worth so much? Let me explain a little bit about why errors in coin production can dramatically increase a coin's value. Rare coins, especially those with minting errors, have always fascinated collectors. Take the famous 1933 Double Eagle gold coin, which was sold for nearly $20 million. Or the 1913 Liberty Head nickel, which can fetch over $3 million at auction. These coins, like the 2015 D penny, have a compelling story behind them. They're proof that history and error can combine to create something extraordinary. But why do these errors make such a huge difference in value? Well, in the world of numismatics, rarity is the key. A coin's value isn't determined by just its age or face value. Instead, it's influenced by the rarity of that coin in particular condition. The more rare the error, the more valuable the coin becomes to collectors looking for something truly unique. So, what exactly makes the 2015 D penny so special? To the naked eye, it might look like any other penny. But if you take a close look, you'll see that the minting error is subtle but significant. In some of these coins, you'll find that the lettering on the reverse side is double-struck, meaning it looks as though it's been stamped twice. Some might even have misaligned designs or other irregularities. These kinds of errors are incredibly rare and hard to find. As a result, they become highly sought after by collectors and investors alike, which is why this particular penny is now being valued at millions of dollars. Now you're probably wondering, how can you spot one of these rare 2015 D pennies yourself? Well, it takes a sharp eye and a bit of patience. First, you'll want to check for any signs of double striking. This means looking for areas where the text or images appear faint, blurry, or doubled up. You can also check for any misalignments in the design, which would indicate an off-center strike. If you find a 2015 D penny with one of these errors, it could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even millions of dollars. So, take a good look at your pocket change. You never know, you could be holding on to the next big treasure. In conclusion, while the 2015 D 1-cent coin may look like a regular penny, it's a reminder that even the most common items can hold extraordinary value when they carry a unique history. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just getting started, keep your eyes peeled for rare finds. You could be holding on to a fortune. So, the next time you reach into your wallet, remember, your change could be worth far more than you think. Who knows, you might just find the next big thing. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating stories about rare coins and hidden treasures. Until next time, happy collecting!